G'day guys, and welcome back to the channel, and quite pleased to do this review with you today because the Cats, obviously they had a very comprehensive win. Before I get stuck in that though, a couple of admin things. If it's the first time coming to this channel, a massive welcome, and subscribe away if you want to see plenty of Cats content, and obviously I'll do the tips each week as well, so get stuck into that to not miss out. Also, I'm on a podcast as well, AFL Unlimited. I'll give that a little plug as well. I'll check the Facebook page in there, and also the Spotify link. So yeah, there's plenty of banter and plenty of fun going on there as well. So a lot of content coming your way. The Cats, though, they had a 61-point win over the Hawks. It's the second biggest win over the Hawks that I've seen in my time. In 2017, we won by about 80 something points. So I was very happy with that day, and I was at that game. Conversely to this one, where I was just watching on the TV, but it was, gosh, yeah, it was clinical at times. Yeah, the Cats, they came out of the blocks early. They kicked obviously three pretty quickly, and I wonder if these links are even going to work. Yes, they're going to work just. Yeah, as you can see here, it was a really fiery start. The Hawks sort of got a few easy goals, which was a little bit frustrating, and I felt throughout the game, yeah, sort of a lot of Hawthorn's goals were from simple mistakes and, yeah, just sort of defensive mares. But, I mean, to concede 47 points, obviously, in less time is a very good effort, and Geelong over the last few years have been very defensively minded, also being able to put it on the scoreboard as well, and I felt... yes, this Friday night game really represented what the Cats do best at home. I controversially tipped the Hawks, which is, yeah, it shows my faith of the Cats down at the Cattery, but I don't think I'll be tipping against them at home anytime soon, so I can eat my words there, but that's alright. I'll take the win. It was, yeah, it was comprehensive, clinical, as I was saying. Cats kicked the first three, they were really good. Really solid, as I said. Yeah, the Hawks got back into it a little bit. Very tight around half time. Was sort of Hawks had control of the game, sort of on their terms a bit more. Second half of the first term, and then as the game sort of wore on, Hawks had a bit of the play in the second term as well. But the Cats sort of arrested the lead. And the premiership quarter came around, and I'll tell you what, the Cats said, we're taking you guys to the cleaners, and they kicked 6 goals in that term, and really they put the pedal to the metal, as I like to say, and yeah, applied the clamps on the Hawks, and obviously finished off well in the last quarter with 4 goals. What I really liked about the Cats, the pressure and intensity, and especially trying to start quarters off well. Obviously, there's been times in the past that the Cats have they've left a bit of a lead go, and then, you know, they look a little bit rattled out of nowhere. But I love the work around the ball. That was probably the most impressive thing. And when I read out the stats, it'll make sense for sure. We were yeah, dominant around the contest. The ground ball was significant for the Cats, plus 30 in the ground ball. If you're getting the ball there, then you got to defend against that. So. Contested possessions were up by 30 as well. So, again, winning it inside the contest, obviously, again, helps you push the ball forward. Doesn't always mean you win games of footy, but, again, it gives you first use, and obviously your forwards like that, and like seeing that, and like executing from it. Yes, and defensively, yeah, a couple of little funny bits, but I think, yeah, overall, to concede 47 points, and the Hawks didn't even score in the last quarter, so, I mean, yeah, that was... quite impressive as well. And I felt just a really good cohesion with the team and contribution just in general from the 22 that going through the votes was kind of tricky because there was a lot of players that play really well, and when that happens, normally that means you've played a good game and hopefully win the game as well if you're getting more winners on the board. So that was good. Blasted into the 50 a little bit. Hawks pressure obviously sometimes allowed that to happen. But at ground level, on inside 50, it was, yeah, really good to see that, yeah, the pressure was there, and we got a number of goals. That Hawks backline was quite top heavy. McAvoy and, yeah, Frost is a bit tall. Got Sicily sort of tall, and then you got Frawley's a little bit tall, a bit slow, and I feel like there's one other player. But yeah, that's they had a little bit of height in there, and it hit the ground a lot. It was a bit dewy, so. And our small forwards made them pay. speaking of that, Hawkins didn't kick a goal. So if you told me before the game the Cats are going to win by 10 goals at home and Hawkins doesn't kick a goal, I'd take that every day of the week. So it was really good. There was a great spread of goal kickers, which was really influential to the final result. And enabled the Cats to get a 10-goal win, and hopefully, we keep playing like that inside the contest, and running carry and kicks into the middle. Sometimes they weren't on, but they did anyway. We'll look at the numbers though. The Cats have got far more of the footy, 90 more possessions. They had more inside 50s to obviously give the forwards a chance, and pretty efficient. I think about 30% odds of getting a goal based on 17 goals and 54 inside 50s. Really good by hand and foot majority of the time, the efficiency, so that looks to be about, I'm going to guess that's scores, could be. Free kicks, a few more to the Cats. Welcome to the home ground advantage, Hawthorn. Hit outs, we won by one. Restanding, quite impressive, which I'll delve into soon. The clearances, this is what I was most impressed with, along with many other things. 8 plus 18, the Hawks midfield was a debacle at times. They don't have an amazing midfield. That Tommy Mitchell hasn't played for a long time. That's understandable. I was like, where's Mitchell? Where's the Warpedo? Where's Wingard? O'Meara was out, which wouldn't have helped too much. But I was just surprised because Paddy got well held early, and Joel was leading the team, and they found a way. Stoppage clearances 26, so double, and 33% more. Centre clearances and contested possessions, I was saying, plus 30, really, really good. And on the outside as well, we just had a field day out, quite literally. Took more, nearly 30 marks more than the Hawks, 6 more marks inside 50. So we weren't that great in the air, I must admit, at least early on. As the game sort of wore on, we got control. We were pretty tough to beat there. 17 goals to 7, of course, and time in front for a while. Hawks at the tackles, but I felt, even though we were down, we were mainly getting the ball, so if Hawthorn had less tackles than us, then that would be a real concern. And there's a lot of stats. So, really impressed with the Cats, with how they played. Obviously, it's GMHBA, we're very tough to beat down there. And we was win-loss for a lot of the second half of last year, so my main concerns will obviously be how we play outside of GMHBA, how we go over multiple weeks. It's going to be tough for all sorts of clubs, and how it sort of looks there, because there's no guarantees with just because you get a great win doesn't mean it's replicatable the next week. And obviously it's going to be a tough year with 5-day breaks involved. We don't know what that looks like, but what we do know is every club's sort of in that world, so we'll wait and see. The votes were the first two were easy, the last one wasn't, but we'll see what I come up with here. So Joel Selwood gets the 3 votes to mine. He got a goal in there, 28 possessions, 4 marks, 3 tackles. He was back to his best. I reckon he would have appreciated the break, and he had quite an influence on the game, especially early when there wasn't too many others standing up. After half time that sort of changed, which was really good. So Joel just captaining as he does and leading by example. Really good with the ball, and tough as ever. So it was all led by him, and he sort of helped us get out to sort of a bit of comfortable lead early on, and sort of helping out when it was really tough, and just kept going on throughout the game. 28 in the shortened game is really good. 2 votes, I'm going to go to Reece Stanley. He slotted 2 goals, got 14 touches in there as well, a few marks next to his name. He would have like 20-something hit-outs as well. He was dynamic right from the get-go. He was just absolutely dominating the ruck. Segler didn't know what he was doing, and Stanley, he was absolutely making every post a winner. He was quite influential throughout the whole game. His tap work and his follow-up work as well was excellent. He moved forward, kicked a couple of goals as well, which is very valuable for any ruckman to do. And his influence, Cats, Cats players, Cats club, if you're watching this, Reece Stanley's our number 1 ruckman. It's not because of this game, but this game, if this game does not highlight he's our number 1 ruckman, keep him in the team. Darcy Fort, mate. No Darcy Fort, sorry, mate. But Reecey boy, he's he was outstanding, and he's going to have some not so great games, but I can't think of many other players in our team that could go with a Grundy or a Gawn. He has, so he has previously shown that he's not going to get demolished by those guys. Stick with Reese, please. One vote, really tough, but I'm going to go Gary Ablett. 21 possessions, 2 goals, 2 marks, and 3 tackles. Again, early on when the game was really tough, he really stood up and kicked a couple of crucial goals. He was really clean with the ball, delivered inside 50 really well, and he was a sight to be seen. Just classy as ever, and he's just a wonderful player to watch. So again, I could have given 1 vote to Myers. I could have given it to Dangerfield. I could have given it to Parfitt. I really wanted to give it to Parfitt. He had 10 tackles and he was really good. He sort of went in and out of the game, but as the game still wore on, he really fired. And Benegola slowly worked his way into the game as well after being a bit quiet. But there was a lot of good players, which I'll delve into now as I do. Myers was really good. 3 goals, 9 marks. He was quiet early, but then just sort of like a lot of the Cats as the game sort of wore on, he kicked some goals, and it was quite an influence on the forline and around the ground. I mentioned Selwood. Dangerfield, I think he had 5 or 6 possessions in the first half. Credit to him, because some players, they have a really tough half. They get the tag. Shields was doing really well. And yeah, look, I'll tell you what, he responded very well. He went up forward as well, and he could have kicked a few more. You said shot needs some work, Paddy. You need to over the summer. I would have thought in quarantine you would have had a chance to kick some goals. Maybe the overs aren't really available, but Paddy needs to work on his goalking routine from between the goal square and 30-35 out, because when it's 50 out, he kicks through the footy and he kicks beautifully. But yeah, how can I criticise one of the greatest players of the last 5 or 6 years? 24 possessions, 3 marks, but everything else Paddy does is great. His goalking is the only thing that needs improvement. I think anyone would already be aware of that. Parfitt got 19 possessions, 10 tackles. I thought it was Jermaine Parfitt with the way he was rolling with the haircut there. He looked like a bit of a basketball type of setup, and look, his influence was quite profound and really tough around the ground. And yeah, got in the game as well and really helped the team out defensively. Menegola got a couple of goals next to his name. He'll be pleased with 23 possessions, 5 marks in there. His handball game wasn't great, but other than that, though, he was really solid. Like Menegola's game. Stewart had some interesting moments. I can't recall him seeing him being beat in a one-on-one contest, but that happened, and that's okay. It was a pretty good kick, and he was just behind him, and then he sort of had a mare before that with holding on to Gunston, and Gunston kicked 2 in 2 minutes. So, but I mean, yeah, that's you're not going to be perfect all the time. 9 marks next to his name, and he's solid as ever. Narkle was pretty decent. He was quiet at times, but definitely worked his way in the game. Got the 15 possessions, 6 tackles. He'll only get better as he plays more games, and he was good on the night. Mitch Duncan, again, he sort of worked his way into it as well. He kicked a goal next to his name, 20 possessions. And yeah, he likes to take marks at Cardinia Park, well documented there. Harry had a couple of interesting moments late, plays on in the middle, and then the Hawks kick a goal, and then Hawks have another chance just for. Sorry, I'm focusing on a lot of negatives here, guys, but yeah, Harry was he was good. 15 possessions, 7 marks next to his name, and just generally plays the percentages really well. I really liked Tui's game. He got the 17 possessions as well. And yeah, his attack off halfback was really nice. Guthrie got 15. I feel like he was tagging at times and did his bit for the team. So again, hopefully continues to impress. And Dalhouse got a couple of goals next to his name, 15 touches. What did he do there? He loves a handball. 10 for Lukey Dalhouse. He loves that sort of handball at half forward to a guy on the run. And yeah, look, he was played a nice game. Atkins was really good. He doesn't get a lot of the ball, but I'll tell you what, when he does get it, he kicked a couple next to his name, got the 13 possessions as well. No tackles, which is a bit weird, but I reckon he would have applied a lot of pressure. But got the 12 possessions and also got a few marks in there. He just he did his job down at fullback. Yeah, nothing fancy or anything. He just did what he had to do, and he was good. Mark O'Connor, a guy that plays the percentages, I'll tell you what, he got 12 possessions next to his name. And he continues to just impress. He just beats his man, does what he needs to do. Hawkins was quiet. He had 11 touches. He sort of set up a few goals, but yeah, it wasn't really about Tom. It was the thoughts were elsewhere. Radagalier, well, I'm a bit of a whipping boy on Radagalier. I genuinely think Jenkins should be ahead of Radagalier in terms of team selection. I think Jenkins should have to play badly, or Radagalier should have to work his way in for that to happen, because he has good moments, but so often he gets pushed under the ball, or so often he doesn't take the grab or whatever like that. But hopefully with time he will improve. Busey had not a lot of the ball, but is that 6 handballs? That is 6 disposals. My bad. 6 handballs for yeah, no, it was 6 kicks. He doesn't like the handball, which I like. And he got a tackle next to his name, a few marks. Just yeah, he just did what he did. And Gary Rowan, quiet, but he kicked a goal. 3 marks. Did some nice things. Again, he's really quiet. He falls to the ground a bit, but hopefully after a little bit of game conditioning, he'll be good as gold. Henry was quiet, but he, yeah, look, he was solid. He was solid. So a lot of players have played well. Is for sure. So all right, we've done the report. We've done the team stats. Done the player stats. Are we looking at next week? I think that could be chopping block. I've already implemented that. Let's see. I think Radagalier is probably the only question one. He hasn't really fired this pre-season or the first few games, and I was very disappointed with his round 1 performance. So I mean, they'll keep continuing with him, I'm sure. But he's tell you what, he's on a knife edge in my book. I don't know where he's on what edge he is with the Cats. We'll look at next week though, and the Cats, down the highway once again. They'll be absolutely lapping this up. Carlton have Melbourne today, so we'll see how they go. But hopefully, you would think at home the Cats should get another win. I'm thinking around this. Well, if we beat the Hawks by 10 goals, it won't work that way with Carlton. But I'm thinking probably in the 6 to 8 goal range for the Blues. That's sort of what we won by last time, I'm pretty sure. 40. No, that's 68 points, as it says right there. Alright, so I'll go to the Cats by 7-8 goals. Should get a decent win. Tough to beat at home. Blues haven't beaten us there in a very long time, wouldn't have thought. So that's a bit of a wrap up of the Cats game. Ultra impressed with how they went about it. And yeah, a massive win over the Hawks, and they would not have smashed the Hawks too often. And the Hawks, geez, they don't get smashed often in general, so it'll be a bit of a shock to them. You'd be a bit rattled as a Hawks fan. Again, it's only one game, but it's the way it sort of happened. You'd be a bit concerned, but it's it's not even a long season, but it's a long season, but it's a shorter long season this season, if that all makes sense. So I hope you enjoyed the review, guys. As I said, if you want to hear some more content, get along to the podcast, AFL Unlimited. I'll check the links in the description below. Subscribe away, like the video, all that amazing stuff. Always appreciate the support and appreciate you guys watching on and tuning in. So thanks again for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next video.